Sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. When I woke up this morning, I wasn't expecting to be able to come on here and talk about, some positive Carolina Panther football today. I wasn't expecting to do that today, but I mean, it feels good to actually be talking about something for a damn change, right? Feels amazing to be able to be talking about something other than fucking sucking for, you know, some point at some point in time, this lifetime, this century, this decade. Uh, I know the game is still winding down, man. It's about 4 minutes left in the game, 33-15. But we got a lot of shit to uncover today, man. We got a lot of shit to talk about. There's a lot of decisions that has to be made with this football team going forward. There are some decisions that have to be made about this football team going forward. There's some decisions that have to be made about this football team going forward, guys. Shout out to everybody pulling up, man. Uncle Quan, damn right it is. Listen, there's some decisions that have to be made about this football team going forward, guys. And we got a lot of topics to cover today, guys. This is gonna be exciting motherfucking live today, man. Y'all might want to get your popcorn, get your drink, get your smoke, whatever you doing. Big motherfucking waves. What's good with it? Uncle Quan, you got to pull up when I drop the link, bro. When I drop the link, you got to pull up here, bro, because I got to get your insight. So I want to start with this, man. I just got a phone call from big bruh, and he told me that this shit couldn't be real. He said that it couldn't be real, man. The Panthers is not capable of doing what they did out there today, right? Andy Dalton, 3, 4 passing touchdowns, well close to 400 yards passing, balled the fuck out. Andy Dalton, the red rifle, balled out. He balled out with the same team that Bryce Young had. This was the same offensive line. These were the same weapons. Adam Thielen actually got hurt in this game. He missed about the last, quarter and a half, damn near the whole second half. This is the exact same team that Andy Dalton had, that Bryce Young had. The exact same team that Bryce Young had. Exact same team, different quarterback, same weapons, same coaches, same philosophy, same schemes, but a different fucking result. 36-15 with 4 minutes to go on the road against a Raiders team that has played well over the last 2 weeks. I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, this was the Raiders. The Raiders defense has been one of the best defenses in the NFL over the first couple of weeks of the season. Max Crosby has been playing at an elite level today, throughout the first 2 weeks. I don't want to hear anybody say it was against the fucking Raiders today. This was a hard-earned win by a bad football team. This is exactly what this shit was. I don't want to hear nobody trying to discredit the Panthers. This was a well-earned and deserved win for a very bad football program. They earned this win today, guys. You got to fucking take your hats off to those goddamn Carolina Panthers and what they did today. But this goes to show you what good quarterback play can do for an entire team. How about the defense? How about the defense? 3 sacks. Jadeveon Clowney just got a sack. 3 sacks today. Held this team to 15 points. How about the defensive side of the ball today? Stopping the run. Shutting Devontae Adams down. This is a fucking well-deserved win for Carolina Panther Nation. I took the Panthers money line, big payday. Omar, I couldn't do it, man. I wanted to do it, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't take the Panthers today. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't pick the Panthers to win today. I did not pick us to win today at all on all of my parlays. And honestly, my parlays got fucked up anyway because the fucking Bucks got destroyed by the Broncos. The Saints fucking lost to the Eagles. The Browns lost to the Giants. Like, man, it's been nothing but fucking upsets these first couple of weeks in the NFL. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know who's going to win this shit this season. I don't know who the fuck is going to win this shit this season. The NFL is all over the place this year, guys. I really don't know. Through the first 3 weeks, it's really hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. But guys, this football team went out there and earned a win today. I'm giving them motherfuckers their credit. I talk a lot of shit about this football team. I will continue to talk a lot of shit about this football team. But you got to give them a round of applause, man, for the effort that they put out there. Listen, this team could have easily given up, guys. There has been nothing the Panthers have been able to look forward to going forward as a football team. Nothing for them to be the players in that locker room. They've been through nothing but constant change. There's been change at the GM level. There's been change at the head coach level. There's been change at the quarterback level. There's been nothing for this team to really go out there and be able to put up a fight for. This team's coming off of a 2-15 season, started the season 0-2, and really didn't, and still really looked like the worst team in the NFL. And again, I'm not getting my dick hard about the win that we had today. I'm not sitting up here saying that, hey, Andy Dalton is the savior. This is one game, right? I'm still very much realistic about when it comes to the Panther fans. So before motherfuckers thinking that I'm just putting all my eggs in one basket, no, I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is paying respect where respect is due. And this team went on the road with nothing to lose, with their second string quarterback, and went and beat a solid Las Vegas Raiders team in convincing fashion. This team scored 13 points throughout the first 2 weeks and turned around and put up 36 in one game. And I want to say this to you guys now. There's something about this David Canales. David Canales has a fucking edge to him. Everything that he said in the press conference and responding to all of the questions and all the criticism about Bryce Young being benched, I have loved everything that David Canales has said about the handling of this situation. Because he didn't make it about one football player. Every time that he got asked questions about Bryce Young, he kept saying what we need to do better to get overall what we need to do better. It's not just about Bryce Young's play. And David Canales, give him fucking respect for realizing that he was losing the locker room. There was no way he could go into another season, another Sunday with Bryce Young at quarterback. There was no way he could do it. No way that you could go into another Sunday and convince that locker room to play hard for that quarterback. There was no way that you could do it. Say what you want to say about Bryce Young. You know, yes, he didn't have the fairest shake, but unfortunately, when you're drafted number 1 overall, 8 out of 10 times you're not going to a good situation. And Carolina is not a good situation. But at the end of the day, there are plays that you have to make. I like what Cam Newton said. If anybody caught Cam Newton 4th and 1 this past week, and he was talking about Bryce Young, I love what Cam Newton said. Even if you don't win the game, and I quote this from Cameron Newton, the one, even if you don't win the football game, there should be something in that loss that's giving the fan base hope. Bryce Young wasn't giving us any hope, even when we lose. He didn't give us something to say, well, we can build off of this. He didn't give any of that. He didn't give the fan base to say, hey, you know what? We may be losing this game, though, but Bryce Young is the one. He didn't instill that hope into the fan base, into the organization. The decision to bench him had to be done. It had to. You have to remember something, guys. The NFL is a business, right? You have a owner who's very, very impatient. The most impatient owner in the NFL ever since he's taken over this team. We've had 5 coaches in 4 years. There's no way that you could continue the season with Bryce Young at quarterback right now. Now, we're going to get into what this means for Bryce Young's future. I don't know what it means for his future. Personally, I think you hang on to Bryce Young. I think you hang on to him. Unless you get a fucking offer that you cannot refuse. It was reported out there. Shout out to Jay Glazer, man. Shout out to everybody, man, that reported out there. You guys know I always tell you where my sources are. I don't make up fake fucking news on this YouTube shit. This is the same shit that y'all can go and read. Per Jay Glazer, Fox Sports, there was 4 teams that reached out about Bryce Young to the Carolina Panthers over the last 48 hours. 4 teams that reached out about him. Dave Canales said, earlier in the week throughout his press conferences that he had no intentions on trading Bryce Young right now. But think about it, guys. If there's an offer for Bryce Young that you can't resist, and I'm not saying that it's going to be first round picks. I don't think you're going to get first round picks for Bryce Young. I think the most you'll get is maybe a second or two, maybe a second and a third, something like that. It's probably going to be in that range, second and a third form. Maybe some later round picks, second, third. I think it'll be a handful of picks. I think the highest pick will probably be a second, maybe a 2025 second, something like that. And maybe a 2026 third, some shit like that for him. That's all you're probably going to get for Bryce Young actually on the trade market right now. So you can't really expect to get a first round pick for him because nobody's going to give us that. He's unproven. And he doesn't have good film on tape. But if you don't get an offer that's worth that at minimum, you hang on to him. I think you sit him and allow him to learn behind Andy Dalton. I think you re-sign Andy Dalton for 1 more year, give him a year or two, because again, he's 35, 36 years old. Re-sign Andy Dalton for 1 more year or two, and you have Bryce and him compete in the offseason for the starting job next year. If Bryce beats Andy out in the offseason, then he's taking another step. But if not, you roll with the veteran until you can't roll with him anymore, right? Maybe you bring in another free agent quarterback, another free agent veteran to compete with these guys in the offseason heading until next week. But hang on to Bryce unless you're getting an offer that you can't fucking refuse. Like, again, it has to be something that you can't fucking refuse in order to trade him. If not, I'm not trading Bryce Young. I think you hang on to him. Shout out to everybody, man, that's pulling up, y'all. I'm gonna drop the link here in a second, man, for everybody to pull up to the channel. Open mic. Listen, the Panther game has 1 minute and 3 seconds left in it. 36-15. Looks like the Raiders are driving the ball, man. They're in the red zone. They might get another score right here. Touchdown. The Raiders just scored. With the backup quarterback in. So that brings the score to 36-21 with 56 seconds left in the game. The game is still over, man. The Raiders, they made some late touchdowns to, make the game interesting, man. But this is ball game. They just scored. But round of applause to this football team, guys. You got to give them their credit. You got to give Dave Canales his fucking respect. He did something that was going to come with a ton of judgment, a ton of criticism, and he didn't care about it, right? We knew what the narrative was going to be behind benching Bryce Young after 18 games. Everybody said that it was asinine. You shouldn't do it. Oh, we're blaming the organization. We're blaming the coaching staff for not playing him in the preseason. All different types of shit. But then you go out here the next week and you probably put on the best offensive performance that you've put on in 2 to 3 seasons. Dallas trying to come back in the game. 18-28 with 7 minutes to go. Their game's getting interesting as well. But guys, the next week you come out and put up 36 points. This man inspired the entire team to play better. Andy Dalton, because again, it goes back to what I was saying. You cannot lose the locker room. Now David Canales is looking like a hero. It doesn't matter what happens after this. Even if the Panther goes on to lose 4 to 5 games or 6, 7 more games, whatever it is that they lose for the rest of the season, you have to give David Canales his respect for pulling the trigger. It could be an outlier. I know what some of the Panther fans thinking. Hey, it's just one game. You're absolutely fucking right. It is just one game. But this offense today against a solid team on the road, a solid football team on the road, this is the best I've seen that side of the ball look in probably about 3 seasons. David Canales, you got to give him his fucking respect, man. You have to give David Canales his fucking respect. Give that motherfucker his respect. He did what everybody had an issue with because he saw the long-term vision. If you remember something, David Canales' success with quarterbacks that he's had in the NFL, these were all with experienced quarterbacks. He was reviving careers. He wasn't starting careers. He was reviving fucking careers. That's what David Canales had a fucking track record of doing. He didn't have a track record of a rookie quarterback coming in or a second-year quarterback coming in and taking their careers to the next level. That's not what his track record was. His track record was taking quarterbacks that everybody threw away or everybody said that was done and reviving their careers. That's what David Canales has done. That's the reason why he went with the veteran, because his system is made for veteran quarterback play. Veteran quarterback play. Go back to what he was saying when he first came here to Carolina. He wants the quarterback to get the ball out of their hands within 3 seconds. Veteran quarterbacks are able to do that because they can process the NFL level a lot faster. Bryce Young just needs to sit. He needs to sit. He needs to learn. He needs to soak everything in. And then from here, we'll see where it takes us. Man, I'm about to drop the link out there, man, in the damn chat. Anybody that want to pull up, man, and get their shit off open mic section. Listen, man, I want to hear how y'all feel about this. Panther Nation, we're sitting at 1-2 with a very inspired win today. What's y'all thoughts on it, man? I want to know, man. I'm about to drop the link right now. The link is coming out right now, man. Anybody can pull up to the damn channel. I want to hear everybody's opinion. We live, man. Big motherfucking Wavez is in the goddamn building. Y'all already know what time it is. Listen, if you're new to the channel, man, make sure that you like and subscribe. David Canales gets his first win as the coach of the Carolina fucking Panthers. Big win today, man, on the road for the Panthers. Final score was 36-28. I think it was 36-21. Final score, man. The Panthers improved to 1-2. The link is out there, man, for anybody want to pull up to the damn channel, man. But give David Canales his motherfucking props. Give Canales his motherfucking props, guys. This was coaching. This was coaching out there today. This was fucking coaching. What up with it, Antonio? Like and subscribe, share the stream. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Listen, guys. This was fucking coaching out there today. This coaching staff prepared this team to go out there and play the way that they played today. Give a big shout out to this fucking coaching staff, guys. Dave Canales is our head coach, man. Dave Canales is our football coach. I am very, very inspired, and I'm honestly, man, I am very, very, very fucking not even surprised by what Dave Canales was able to do out there, because he was talking about it all week, guys. It was a chain reaction. Andy Dalton played well, so the rest of the team got behind Dalton. All week, you saw it at practice. They got behind Andy, bro, because they knew that he gave them the best chance to go win one football game. That's all that we needed to do was win one game. The defense played at an elite level today. Special teams look good. The defense looks good. It was a chain reaction. This is what can happen for your team when you have good quarterback play. When you have that, this is what it can do for your team. We got Omar in the building, man, pulling Omar up to the motherfucking channel. We got DJ Free in the motherfucking building too, man, pulling them up to the channel. Omar, what's good with it, boy? What's good with it, boy?
What's good? What's poppin', fellas?
What's up with you, man? How you living?
Isn't it great to have a Sunday conversation after a win?
Oh yeah,
After
man.
a
How
dominant win
you feel
at
like?
that. We ain't had a
What
dominant
it
win in how long?
do? Let's
A
go.
dominant win?
Stand the fuck
We
up.
need
Let's
one, man.
fucking go.
Stand the fuck up. Stand the fuck
We
up.
Hey,
lit in Carolina, baby. Yes,
Stand the fuck
Waves,
up.
sir.
Waves.
How
All we
about
needed was a
Omar?
quarterback. All we needed
Omar,
was a
give me
quarter.
your
But yes,
whole
sir.
soliloquy. Then I want you to tell me how you feel about Dave Canales after today.
Hey, I first my soliloquy. Andy came in there and elevated his teammates. He didn't make any mistakes. He put everybody in good positions. He helped out the defense by keeping them off the field. He kept us in front of the chains and even executed on a couple of third and longs down the field. So Andy came in there and he just showed you that this team isn't as bad. Yes, the Carolina Panthers ain't about to go on no miraculous run, but we was only expecting 5 to 6 wins. With Bryce, we may have been lucky to get one or two. I think Andy, we went about 5 or 6. We're
Yep.
competitive, and I want us not to tank. I want us to have a draft position to where we have to take best player available. I don't want us having the number one pick because we're probably going to do something stupid. I want us in a situation where we have to. I want us to. Everybody say tank for first, like we just ain't fucking around and trick off the first one. So it's like, man, we gotta just stay patient, try to win it. We have to win games for the fan base, man. Fans want
That's
to see
fact.
wins.
That's
We have
facts.
to. You have to get the fan base happy again. You know how many Panthers fans about to be talking shit because we won
Facts.
today? So
Facts.
it's like, man, you get as many wins, you deal about the draft, you evaluate your team. You say, hey, okay, hey, I may need to re-sign Chuba when Jonathan Brooks and maybe have him as a 1-2 punch with Jonathan
Oh
Brooks.
yeah, you
Hey,
got to. You got
Mike
to.
Jackson, I don't know much about Mike Jackson, but Mike Jackson looked like he can get a contract extension right now. I know he was playing off a lot at the end of the game and gave up some catches, so I'm not blaming that on him.
You
But
talking about number 2, right?
number two, yeah,
Yeah. I thought that honestly, man, I thought that was damn Dane Jackson.
nah, Dane Jackson hurt his groin and hamstring. He out like 4 to 6 weeks. So they traded Michael Barrett, the rookie from Michigan, to get Mike Jackson like in the preseason, and he been solid. And
Yeah,
then
he's solid. Yeah, he's solid. He
so I'm not
played
popping up
physical.
all
He
the
big
time.
too,
Yeah,
man. Pause.
yeah, he plays solid. And then my last thing on Canales is
Pause.
I was always iffy on Canales because nobody else interviewed him, and I feel like he's a rush job candidate. But he
Yep.
showed me today that his offense can be legit in the NFL. I liked we weren't the penalties have calmed down from the first couple of games. There was no false start. There may be one false start on Zavala, backup. You live with that. But all the other fouls were ticky fouls, pass interferences, landing zone infractions. Like I'm not mad at those. And so we didn't have a lot of holdings. We didn't have a lot of illegal procedures. So
Undisciplined
Canals,
play. Yeah, it was. It was
yeah,
everything was
compared to the
disciplined.
Raiders, compared to the
Right.
Raiders who was giving up everything. So it's like, hey, we played a good game. I'm happy he made the decision to pull the plug on Bryce so he can get a win. He didn't lie when he said Andy gave us the best chance to win. That's not a lie. That was all facts.
That was facts. That was
Yes,
fact. DJ,
sir.
how you feel about it, DJ?
Man, look, I'm just glad that the conversation on the Sunday has completely flipped the script. We don't have anything to feel negative about today. We got a good, honest opinion of what the offense could look like with a competent quarterback under center. Taking Bryce Young out and plugging Andy Dalton in is going to show everyone what experience does. It's going to show everyone what poise does and what an arm does. Andy was accurate for the
He was
most part.
slinging that bitch, and he was slinging
Late
that
in the
bitch today,
third
man.
quarter, yeah, he was slinging that bit all over. Now, late in the third quarter, he had a few that looked
Should
like,
have been picked. Yeah, they should have been picked.
could have been picked. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I blame a few too. The Raiders were able to penetrate and get some hands up, get a couple hits on Andy midway through his throw, but for the most part, Andy was on the dime, man. He was doing it, and he may have got another throwing touchdown had Adam Thielen not went out in the first half.
But if
You know,
if you if you also look at this, man, and I ain't mean to cut you off.
no, do you think? Do you think?
But if you look at this about what I like about today, man, these were the same plays that we was calling last week, man. We just really couldn't execute them
Facts,
shit.
I
facts, bro.
disagree.
When I promise you that was gonna be my next point,
Like
David
like no
Canales did,
I'm serious. Like
didn't make too many. Go ahead.
think about those catches that Deontay Johnson, man, that he was making. Like those post corner routes. Those were the same
Yeah.
routes that he was running
Those are the
last week,
same ones from
Omar.
week one.
Yeah,
I say they was from week one.
yeah,
Yeah.
Week two, we went more screen, check down, Frank Wright curls because that's the only thing that's why Bryce had 18 completion. But I say it was the same playbook from week one for sure, just not
Yeah,
last
like
week because
it
last week
was
he tried to work with Bryce and realized it wasn't getting done.
yeah, like it was passes to allow our athletes to get into open space, you know, Andy Dalton had windows to throw the damn ball through, and he was making those throws. You got to be able to make those throws into those areas, man, at this level, man. And then also you can just tell in the pocket, man, Andy, he's just been there before, so he knows. Like you can tell it's just a comment about him orchestrating the offense. It wasn't how Bryce Young looked, man, where he looks panicked and he looks worried and he looks like he doesn't know what to do out there. The offense actually looked fluid. I love how David Canales established the run. He kept going to Chuba to allow Chuba. Listen, Chuba is a rhythm runner. You have to get him
facts.
into rhythm. You got to give him a couple handoffs, man, to get his rhythm going. And as soon as he find rhythm, man, you start getting him involved in the passing game like we did, man. We threw a lot of passes to Chuba to let him make plays in open space. I feel like you did a good job of getting Miles Sanders involved in the game today, man. Like overall, the offense just looked a lot fucking better today, man. It
Yeah,
just
bro.
looked like it was clicking.
Yeah, yeah. Early in that second quarter, about leading into midway third quarter, if you realize the Raiders were in a lot of cover too because they were so worried about Andy's production, it opened up the running game. So that's what got Chuba on the ground hunting, bro. He hitting the A gap, B gap. He doing his thing, bro. Andy could have easily went for 400 plus had the game been a little closer, but there was no need with 7 minutes left on in the third quarter. We're just running that ball off, handing that thing off to Chuba, and he getting it done. Even Miles Sanders got a little action. You know what I'm saying? He not Chuba's our premier back. I think everybody is comfortable with saying that right now. But Miles
Until
Sanders,
Jonathan Brooks get back. I think when
until
Jonathan
yeah,
I think when Brooks get fully healthy, man, I think he gonna be a hell of a running back.
yes sir, yes sir. Boy, we got so much positivity to look towards too, bro. The offense they just came alive today, bro. I'm proud of them boys, bro. They did their
We
motherfucking
got
thing.
we got Nigga Nation in the building. Nigga Nation is in the building. Nigga Nation, go ahead, Nigga Nation.
That's a hell of a name, boy.
Yeah, what's good with you? You got to tap in if you don't know what nigga stands for. It's
Tell
national.
it, remind
No, let's
remind
get it. Let's get
everybody
it.
what Nigga Nation stands for.
Well, it's nigga, not nation. Nigga stands for natural, intellectual, goal-getting achievers, and we are in the motherfucking building. What's up, fellas?
My nigga, that's what's up.
What's good with you, Nigga Nation? What's up with it, Nigga Nation? How you feeling about today?
I mean, we saw a complete team. You know, we don't know how long it's gonna go, but shit, I'm glad we got a win early. You know, it's kind of depressing keep getting all these fucking losses, and then you see the pieces what we got. So this is what I really want to talk about, fellas. I understand the Bryce situation, and all that. You got Miles Sanders, who's getting paid to be a number one running back, and he still ain't shit. When is the time to cut loose with him? And we know we got Jonathan Brooks coming up, but Chuba gonna end up this is his last year. And shout out to Matt Rule's wife, because she called Matt Rule and said, you better go ahead and select him in the 5th round. So shout out to her. You know what I'm talking about? But
That's a
are
fact.
we Are we gonna sign Chuba Hubbard? And you got Jonathan Brooks for the next 4 years. You got a 1-2 combo right there. I'm excited about that right there.
I am too.
I'm really excited about that. And one more person that I like that's on who did pretty good blocking wise. Shout out to Sanders, man. What's his name? Javonte Sanders. Tight end.
Yeah, the tight end. Yep.
He's gonna be pretty good in the future, man. You gotta watch out, man.
He is.
I'm pretty excited what's going on, man. I think we should just sit Bryce for the rest of the year, let him observe. You know what I'm saying? And see what he do next year. And then cut your ties if he don't do what he do next year. Because, I mean, everybody has to understand, Andy Dalton ain't number 30. He's 36 years old.
Yeah, he old, man. He not the long-term answer.
So what is the future? We need to know what the future is. And I think we should just sit Bryce, let him observe for a whole year, know the playbook, and then put him in, you can build more pieces. In some way, somehow, go ahead and get Travis Hunter to this offense. And that's it, fellas. I don't know how we're going to do it. Fuck it, but try it.
Yeah, I want to say something to that, man. I think you're absolutely right, man. I think that this offense has to go through Chuba Hubbard. I think you got to get Chuba Hubbard going every game, man. Like, if we're going to have any chance at winning games, Chuba Hubbard has to be a big fucking part of what we're doing offensively. He has to, man. And when Jonathan Brooks is cleared, I can't wait to see what he looks like, man, as a 1-2 punch. But if you guys remember something about the Panthers, we've always been at our best when we've been able to run the fucking ball. And if we can run the fucking ball consecutively,
that's a fact, bro.
We've been at our best when we've been able to run the fucking ball. And that's what we need to do. And I want to give a shout out to this offensive line.
Robert Hunt was going crazy today.
Yeah, this offensive line, that offensive line play hit, man. Listen, they shut fucking Max Crosby down, man. They shut Max Crosby down today, bro.
Without the double team, too. We're talking single, bro. One-on-one, bro. Shutting them down.
They shut fucking Max Crosby down today, bro. This offensive line is legit, man. The money that we spent on this offensive line was worth it. It was fucking worth it, bro.
150 million.
150 M's on this offensive line has shown nothing but every fucking penny was worth it at this goddamn point. This offensive line is legit. We have an offensive line now, guys. We have an offensive line.
Yeah.
They were giving Andy Dalton all day to throw the motherfucking ball, bro. Andy Dalton had all day to throw the ball, guys.
It was like that when Bryce was in too. They played pretty good. He just couldn't get it off. It was times when you looked at that offensive line like, damn, man, they actually playing pretty good.
Well, the difference is, bro, Andy Dalton's poise in the pocket is much different than Bryce Young. He take a 2-3 step drop back. He's in his second, third read already. Bryce Young has a pre-prepared receiver he's going to prior to the snap. And so Andy being able to go through his reads, he can throw in the middle of the field, no problem. That was a big part of the difference.
Man, did you see that throw that Andy Dalton made? Look
at the throws between the hashes, bro, on the crossing routes today, bro. He made so many passes in the middle of the field. Bryce Young's just simply not capable of doing, bro.
Well, fuck all that. Hold on. I gotta drive by. I gotta talk shit to Waves. I gotta talk shit to that other nigga that was on here. Nigga next to you was fine. He was coming. He was quiet when I was on. He wasn't saying no shit. He was like, yo, yeah, we got issues. Bryce is the issue. Waves and that other nigga, yo, was tripping last week. I told y'all.
Big Al, I talked shit about Bryce last week. I think you go back.
I told you. You said Dalton had no point. They had no point putting Dalton you said something about Dalton. I ain't like it.
I said that there was no point. I said you really should have just let Bryce Young finish out the rest of the season.
Exactly. No, you ruining guys' careers. You ruining the Panthers' reputation. We need free agents. And we need rookies, Waves. You see what happened today? Our quarterback played like they supposed to, confident. Guys were motivated, my nigga. What are you talking about?
So, my nigga, you called this happening today? You called this?
Yeah, I called it. I was talking. I was last week.
We ain't trying to hear
I called it, nigga. I called it.
No, the fuck you did now.
Nobody called this shit.
I called it. Well, I get
points, bro.
Okay. I give you this. Bryce was not benched at the point that we talked last week. He was
36
that bitch.
points, Al. You called
Listen,
36?
I ain't called 36, but I called the fact that the defense will be motivated because everybody was calling defense trash. Everybody was saying the defense trash, but the defense was not producing because they was on the field too goddamn long. How you gonna be on the field every 5 minutes or every 3 minutes and produce? You need time to rest. They got time to rest. They motivated because the quarterback can throw five or 10 yards down the field. This shit happening.
You do
Now,
got a point that you do got a point that defense was on the field these past 2 games like a motherfucker.
Right.
So when they own there so much, man, they tired as hell by now. But when you
Right.
see that the offense was driving, seeing creating points, looking like a motherfucking NFL team,
Right.
nigga nation. Nigga fucking nation. Nigga fucking nation. Nigga fucking nation, goddamn.
Don't throw no shit to nigga nuts. He know what he talking about. I do too.
Yeah. Hey, so let me ask y'all fellas this then. Since everybody knowing they goddamn shit, man, shout out to everybody.
I didn't say that.
No, because I'm about to call some niggas out because nobody saw this happening today. Like if you Omar said he put money on it. Omar, I think you took a shot in the dark with today because I had the Panthers playing better. I knew we would play a lot better than what we did, but to go on the road and dominate a solid Raiders team to the level that Andy played, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, I didn't call that, bro.
All right.
I didn't see that. I didn't see our defense playing as good as they played today. Like,
All right.
bro, they shut Devontae Adams down, bro. Like, it was nothing that offense could do. Every phase of the game, the Panthers dominated today. And I want to give a shout out to our fucking head coach because he called a hell of a goddamn game today.
A hell of a game, bro.
He called a hell of a fucking game
Thank
today.
you, bro.
David Canales called a hell of a fucking game today, man. We got a head coach. I believe in Canales. I believe in Canales, bro. I believe in him because he said it all week. Listen, go back and watch Dave Canales' press conferences all week. He said it. I love his response to everything, bro. He said that this team has to play better. It wasn't just Bryce. Everybody had to fucking play better. And you know what? This team could have laid the fuck down after all the criticism that they've been talking. The whole media been saying this team is a laughing
Oh my
stock.
God, yes.
We've been talked about in the media
Oh my God.
all fucking week. We've been getting eaten a fucking live. Like a
Right.
goddamn T-Rex in the motherfucking in the goddamn dinosaur days. Destroyed. We've been destroyed all motherfucking week. And this team responded. They responded. They came out and fucking responded. Man, I'm telling you something, man. I don't know how far that this can go, but Andy Dalton can win us about 5 or 6 games. I believe that. I believe that.
I'm gonna up that. I'm gonna up that to about 8 or 9 ways, and the reason I say that is
I can't give us that much yet. I ain't.
the reason I say that is there's not tape out on Andy Dalton with this team. It's gonna take another 2-3 weeks for them to figure out what the fuck is going on, and by that time, we'll probably have more pieces going to keep the game, on an even playing field. But for the next 2 or 3 weeks, we got the hot hand. We got the hot hand because a coach coming into trying to game plan for the Panthers, they don't know exactly what to focus on. Do we focus on Andy Dalton in the passing game? Do we focus on Chuba Hubbard busting 100? What do we focus on the defensive side of the ball going into the next week? So for the next 2 weeks, we the red hand, bro. We got the hot hand. So I think in the next 2-3 weeks, we should be able to get 2 wins. So let's say we go 4-3 over the first 7 weeks. That leaves us 10 games.
I don't know about that, man. I think
we could possibly get 8-9 wins, bro.
We got to take it 1 week at a time, man. Again, man. Today was really an outlier. You know what I'm saying? Like I did not expect. I don't know,
bro.
I did not expect this team to come out there and play the way that they did, man. But some quick news around the NFL, man. The Baltimore Ravens just beat the Dallas Cowboys at home, 28-25. Cowboys dropped to 1-2 on the season. The Saints lose today to the Philadelphia Eagles, The
Yeah, the
49ers
whole
get upset.
NFC South lost.
The 49ers get upset today by the fucking Rams.
Mm.
Like, guys, the NFC, like, listen, man, the NFL right now, it's anybody league for the taking, guys.
Yeah, it's
This is
topsy turvy.
Yeah, it's topsy turvy right now, man. How about the Giants, man, upsetting the Browns today? The Packers dominating the Titans today. You know, the Texans getting destroyed. How about the Minnesota Vikings looking like the best team in the NFL? The Minnesota
Mm.
Vikings Darnold, with Sam Darnold sitting at 3-0, looking like the best team in the NFL right now. Sam Darnold has revived his career out there in Minnesota, guys. And listen, Sam Darnold is balling right now. He is fucking balling.
Hey, but hey, Waves.
But the only reason Sam
Hey,
Darnold
Waves. Hey,
didn't look too
let me
good
ask
in
this.
Carolina
Hey,
Go
let
ahead
me ask this
now.
is
question. Let
because
me ask this
a
question,
bunch of
dog.
our defense was
Hold on,
hurt.
DJ. Hold on, DJ. Let me let Al get his question off, and I'm gonna let you
Do
go.
you think? Do you think?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna jump off. So hey, I got a good question.
What's up?
So let's say that's Sam Donald, Andy Dalton just go off the next what 3 or 4 games, and they get what get 5 games, right?
Right.
Is it a possibility that Canales should sit him and start Bryce instead, just to put us in a position where we can get a good draft pick?
Nah,
What?
I don't think you do that, man.
Hell
So
nah.
let me answer that.
Oh,
Let me
bro,
answer
this
this
is
question.
fool's. I mean, this is fool's gold. I don't think it's gonna last against real good teams right now. I think
Let me
this is just a one-time or 3 or 4 time thing right now.
Now
That's
I
what I
agree.
think.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. But let me answer that question. Like, this is my thoughts on it. I think if Andy Dalton is playing well, and it may not necessarily translate to wins every game, but if he's going out there, man, and the offense is putting up, 20 plus points a game, I don't there's no way you can go back to Bryce Young this season. Like, I think the only way you go back to Bryce Young this season, man, is if Andy Dalton goes down with an injury, and God forbid that happens, man. Like, if Andy Dalton continues to play like he played today, and he continued to at least give us a chance to win football games, there's no way you go back to Bryce Young this season. I think what happens is what you do if again, because I'm not saying that we're going to the fucking playoffs this year. Don't get this shit twisted. This is just one game. I think that this is one game where the Panthers, goddamn, they shocked the world today. I think it was a complete shocker, but I still only have us winning. I'm going to stick by the amount of wins that I had at the beginning of the season, man. I only had us winning about 5 to 6 games at max, and I think that that's realistic for this team. I'm not, but if even if we're only winning that, and Andy is still also like playing well enough for us to win, you know what I'm saying? I think there's no way you can go back to Bryce Young this season. I think that he's going to learn from this. I think Bryce Young is going to learn from this. This is going to be valuable for him. This is going to help with his development, that he's able to sit behind a veteran quarterback. And then in the offseason, I think you resign Andy Dalton for maybe 1 or 2 years. Even still, even if Bryce Young is named the starter for next season, you still have Andy Dalton for 1 or 2 years if he doesn't call it a career, to back up, just like we did with when we had Anderson backing up Cam Newton. I think that you have Andy Dalton here as a safeguard, meaning that if he can come in next season, and if Bryce can't beat him out in training camp, if Bryce can't beat him out in the offseason, then hell, you stick with him, man, until you can continue to build this team. And then if you're feeling like Bryce Young is not the answer long term, then you obviously got a decision to make, man.
Hey,
But
hey, wait. I just gotta say this. So I agree with what you're saying, but now my take on Bryce Young is I was with Stroud. I agree wholeheartedly with Jed Fort Perez, because when we drafted Bryce, I was so pissed because I wanted Stroud. I thought Bryce was the bad pick because he has a obvious deficiency that is almost impossible to overcome to be an NFL quarterback. He's the smallest quarterback in the fucking league, and he
I
doesn't
mean,
have any outstanding attributes. So I mean, he hid himself in the combine. I ain't like that shit. That's bullshit to me. And then they shitted on Stroud. So all that shit they did with Stroud, I wanted Stroud to be picked. But beside that, with Bryce Young, I need Bryce Young. Honestly, we need to hit the iron wires hot. I don't have a problem with them trading this nigga.
It
I'll
just
be
depends on
honest.
what you get for him.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I wouldn't trade Bryce Young just for a bag of chips. Like you have to get something that's worth our while because again, he still was the number one overall pick. We still gave up the house to get him. So you can't
Right.
you can't just trade Bryce Young just for anything. And so if Dan Morgan doesn't get an
But he don't
offer,
have no trade value right
well
now. That's the
that's a lie,
problem.
man. Four teams already called and inquired about
Right.
him, bro.
Right now,
Yeah,
we
four
need
Yeah,
teams
to
but
already
take
not for a
called and
advantage of the
inquired
trade
starting
about him.
value
position
now.
though. Not
What's
for a
that?
starting position.
It ain't
Huh?
about him being a starter right now, man. If any organization feels like they could resurrect him and,
Give
and,
it to
and get
him.
him to
They give
play,
us something. Yeah.
yeah, if they feel like that they can maximize Bryce Young, because again, Bryce Young may be a system quarterback, bro. Like
He
he
is.
may
But
not.
here's my thing. If they want him for a starting position, we could trade him for a first round. If he's a backup, it's a second or third round.
I'll take a second or third. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I will
I say,
take.
I
I
say,
will
I
take.
say, we stop trading our quarterbacks because look at Sam Darnold. Stop developing people and trading motherfuckers. Can we show some
Well,
loyalty to our players? All you got to do, sit his ass down, which we doing right now.
yeah,
Resign Andy for like another year or two. He can still play to about 38, maybe 40.
yeah, he
But
can,
but
he
but
can.
but you gotta give these motherfuckers time, man. And I
But
get it. We
nigga nation.
but check this out.
Hey, nigga nation. I
Check
agree.
this out. Check this out. He came into a situation where it was fucked up. You fired that coach in 11 games. Then you switched up the play calling 3 times. He got sacked 62 times.
Yeah,
Came
that's
into this
true.
new system. He barely goddamn knowing shit. It's still gonna have time to goddamn play right. But all I'm saying is this: we're winning. We need fucking wins. Cause I'm telling you right now, I can't fucking take it anymore. So
You damn
sit
right.
his ass on the bench for right now. Let him observe,
Uh,
and maybe it will fucking click. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, nigga nation. Real talk. I said I was gonna get off. Hey, man, listen. Bryce Young. Let's be honest. I agree with what you're saying to a degree, but you have to look at a guy, his body of work. Has he shown a propensity to become what we want him to become? Has he really shown that to you that
I
he
not
haven't
can
seen
yet.
be?
that alpha male lineup. I
Not
haven't
yet.
seen that
Not
leadership.
yet.
You
He
damn
hasn't
right.
yet.
I hadn't
No,
either.
I
So
haven't
how do
seen
you
it
build? How do you build on a donkey hill, bro? You don't build your house on sand. You build your house on brick.
yet. Goddamn right.
You got to make sure you build on a good foundation. You can't fuck with. I don't know about Bryce, bro. I didn't feel like he was a good foundation in the beginning when we drafted him. This nigga was 5'9",
Big
and
but
we didn't know how much he weighed.
when you
shout
come
out to
from a
Big
high
Al.
when you come from a high school that has nothing but all stars on the team,
You
then you
damn
go to
right.
Alabama. Of course
All
you're gonna look
stars.
good. Then when you come to a shitty team and a shitty organization, of
Man.
course you're gonna look fucked up.
Yeah, you got to make too many
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
reservations for this little nigga, and it's not good. I mean, come on.
My point is, Bryce has been around nothing but all stars all his life. So he hasn't
Yeah.
been around a sorry ass offensive line, sorry ass wide receivers, sorry ass tight ends and running back. He ain't had that before. So when you come into a situation that's fucked up, it's gonna take until like 2025, 2026. That's where them free agency and the rookies start coming in and actually want to play for this organization. Right now, we got to fucking win. And I'm going to take that shit because it's been a hard time for the past 18, 17 games with fucking Bryce.
It has. And shout out to Nigga Nation, man, because so on one hand, let me tell y'all this, man, before y'all keep going. So on one hand, yes, I do want to win. All right. Like I do want to win games. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've been I feel like ever since I've been wearing these fucking colors, I've been losing. All right. So I definitely want to win. But also, man, I'm also a firm believer in like we also got to build the team. You know what I'm saying? Because the team is even again is better than what it was roster wise than what it was last year offensively, but there's still a lot of holes,
We
man,
paid a
on the
price on
team.
defense.
Yeah, like we paid, like you said.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ. Like we definitely paid the price on the defensive side of the ball, man. So um, this is what I'll say, my honest take. And yes, I'm fucked up, man. I am under the influence, man. Fuck y'all. I don't care. Yeah. But anyway, I'm making sense with what the fuck I'm talking about right now. Listen to me. We have to be smart about every decision that we make going forward, right? Like we can't afford no more fuck ups. You get what I'm saying? We just can't afford it. I think right now, if we're looking long term for the Carolina Panthers, and like I said, I'm not getting my dick hard off of one game that we had today, right? I'm not overdoing it or underdoing it with today. Because again, today I was shocked. I didn't expect this at all. I didn't expect the Panthers to play like this at all today. I thought that it would be a close game. I thought the Panthers may have had a chance at winning with Andy Dalton, at least a better chance at winning with than Bryce Young. But I didn't expect them to dominate the way that they did on all phases of the game today. I didn't call it
Today,
at all.
today, Andy Dalton is 5-0 against the Raiders.
Right. So again, I didn't call it. You can even look at my picks on social media, man. I picked the Raiders to win this game. I ain't even gonna lie. But this is what I'll say going forward. You have a young nucleus on the offensive side of the ball that you can get a good look at for the rest of this season with Andy Dalton. You can get a good look at a Leggett now. You can get a good look at Mingo and what he has left in the tank. And you can get a good look at your rookies from this year, Jonathan Brooks, once he's cleared. You'll be able to get a good look at Stevenson and how he's developing with Tommy Tremble. Maybe we can actually see how good Tommy Tremble actually is. Like, you got to remember something. Some of these players we have not been able to get a good look at because of how bad the quarterback play has been. So we really haven't even had a
Exactly.
chance to really analyze our weapons because we haven't had nobody capable of consistently getting them the ball. So at minimum, what we can get from Andy Dalton, even if it's only about 5 wins, you can at least get a good look at the pieces around the quarterback, right? So what I'm looking for the rest of the season is number one, how are these young pieces thriving in Canales' system? I'm not worried about Bryce Young because Bryce Young is not starting, right? But what can these other pieces that are around Bryce Young can do now that they have a fucking quarterback that's at least at minimum capable of giving them a chance to make plays, right? Adam Thielen, you know what he's going to get. You know what you're going to get out of Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen is 45 years fucking old. And by the way, he got hurt today. Hamstring. And with it being a hamstring, a player
Yeah,
of
he
his
out three,
age,
4 weeks.
Adam Thielen is probably going to be out for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Like, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Adam
Uh,
Thielen is probably out for the next 2 to 3 weeks, guys. 30, 33, 34-year-old wide receiver with a hamstring injury. He's probably going to be out for another 2 to 3 weeks. But listen to me. Shout out to Jed for prayers who said competent play, but that's my whole point. At minimum, what we can get from Andy Dalton is to see what kind of weapons that we have. You can see if Johnson is worthy of re-signing this offseason. Do you pay him big money to stay in Carolina because he's on a 1-year rental? We have to remember that. Deontay Johnson is on a 1-year rental. So at least with Andy Dalton, you can see if he's that much of a difference maker for the offense going forward. And if he is, maybe he reaches 1,000 yards with Andy Dalton. Maybe the record is not good, but Deontay Johnson can reach 1,000 yards maybe with Andy Dalton. So what does that mean? Well, maybe you actually have a number one receiver that you can actually pay money to this offseason. Maybe Leggett is a solid number two. Maybe Leggett has a pretty good year. Maybe Leggett, maybe he overthrows Deontay Johnson, and now you don't have to pay Deontay Johnson because you have a real number one weapon in Leggett. Maybe Mingo gets his face back from next year, but the point that I'm trying to make to everybody is you can at least get an evaluation of what we drafted and what we have now. Like, you
yeah,
couldn't do that
yeah,
with Bryce Young. The focus on offense was so much on his play, DJ, that you couldn't even really get a full evaluation on the weapons that's around him. You really couldn't.
but you speaking nothing but facts right now, bro.
So,
The I mean,
in
the
my
offense today showed you what they can do if given targets on time. In different parts of the field. I mean, they all did it. You got people calling Deontay. He the drop. he the drop guy and this and that and the third. Did he drop a pass today? No. He caught
And then
everything in stride in rhythm because he's got a quarterback that's throwing him the ball in stride. And that's the thing. That's why you're able to get so much yak is because you got a quarterback throwing the ball with accuracy. You can catch the ball in stride and run with that thing. I mean, he
absolutely.
got more yards after the catch than the actual pass was down the field. And
Hey,
that just goes to show you what a quarterback plug and playing a quarterback like Andy just changed the game, man.
and again, guys, I want to be very realistic about my opinions. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't. I'm not trying to sell false hope. What I can say that I feel like if Andy can continue to play this well, maybe he doesn't have a day like he had today going forward because today was like honestly today was one of the best days of Andy Dalton's career. That wasn't even just a backup quarterback filling in. Man, he had a hell of a day. Like he really did have a hell of a day. So I'm not expecting Andy to play like
Yeah,
this every week, but if he can at least give us a chance we can at minimum get an evaluation of what everybody else can do, and then we could actually know what we need to focus on in the draft and free agency going forward. Listen, I can tell you this, man. If the Panthers win at minimum 4 to 5 games, guys, you got to remember something. That's an improvement, man. That's an improvement. It may not be a skyrocket improvement. But from 2-15 to win 4 to 5 games, guys, that's at least showing that you're headed in the right direction. And Andy Dalton is not the long term answer, guys. He's a 36-year-old quarterback. He's not the long term. He's not the long term answer. But if you have young weapons on rookie deals right now that can produce with solid quarterback play, and Canales is at minimum keeping us alive throughout the game with his play calling, which he done a phenomenal job today. I feel like David Canales called a hell of a fucking game today, guys. I really do. I was very impressed with the
he
play
did, man.
call. Like I was very, very impressed with the play call. I want to give Ejiro his credit, man. Did a hell of a job with the defense, guys. We had a bunch of no-name motherfuckers out there playing. Listen, what's his name? Jonesy Jewell at linebacker today. Whatever his
Yo, stall him out, bro.
yeah, Jonesy Jewell, bro. He the best linebacker we got. He's the best linebacker that we got.
I don't know,
No,
bro.
listen, man.
Shaq still made a bunch of
Yeah,
good
Shaq.
tackles
Listen,
today, man.
listen. Shaq played well, bro, but Jewell is out there on every fucking tackle. Like he's out there flying around the field, man. I like that. I like. Then you had a bunch of no name guys getting sacks today. The defensive tackles like Ray and some other motherfuckers I ain't never heard of with the Panthers, like we just picked up. Those guys was out there making plays today, man. So again, give credit what credit is due to this coaching staff because today's performance was 100% coaching. That was coaching, guys. Because do you know how hard it is to uplift a 0-2 team, right? And have them go out and play like this on the road after their name has been squandered in the media, in the nation, and all the narratives and everything that they've had to deal with this past week. Answer questions about
Yeah,
Bryce Young and having to hear about how bad the Panthers organization was and how bad the quarterback play was and the team is the scum of the NFL. And for them to go out there, man, and did what they did against a solid team, you
Here's
got to
something I want to add. I want to add real quick because a lot of people probably don't know this. Time of possession. Now, the
break it
first two
down.
weeks of the game, the first 2 weeks of the year, excuse me, first 2 weeks of the year, a lot of people calling for the Ejiro Evero and the defense. They're not doing their job. Here's one big takeaway from today: the time of possession. The offense being able to convert on third downs, big chunk plays. What that does is it keeps the defense fresh. We haven't seen that in Carolina in a while. And the reason the defense being fresh is a big deal is because they're able to give you maximum effort, 1, 2, 3 downs, get the opposing offense off the field. And so they look like a different defense today with the same pieces. And just like Wave said, a lot of people we saw on defense today, we didn't even see prior to today. but
Exactly,
because
man.
but
Because of
because we're
injuries.
able to keep the offense off the field, and our offense is able to run the ball, convert on second and third down, get first downs. It keeps the defense fresh, and that's why we were able to hold them to the amount of points that we were able to hold them to.
Man, listen, I 100% agree, man. So I want to talk about a couple stats, man, here, just about the game. Andy Dalton is the only quarterback in the NFL this year so far through the first 3 weeks. He's the only quarterback in the league to throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns through the first 3 weeks of the season. Andy Dalton is the only quarterback through the
That's
first
a
three
hell of a
weeks of the.
stat.
This is a listen to this stat, guys. This is a stat. Andy Dalton is the only quarterback in the NFL, the entire NFL, through the first 3 weeks to throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in one game. We got Big Bro in the building. Big Bro, what's good?
What's going on, man? That'll be a part of the show, but Panthers Nation, you know, the win today, it was good, for the team and morale. It definitely was, and I think there's something that we can build off of. Um, all right, I'm back. Um, you know, Andy Dalton, I think I was kind of listening before I joined in. Andy Dalton had a monster day. We can all say that. Um, and as Wade said, man, had one of the best days of his career. Um, and but we kind of knew going into this game was the offense gonna be better. At least I thought it was, and it showed better. The defense played better today. But I don't think it's gonna sustain. How obviously he played today.
We lost you, Big Bro. We lost you. We lost you. I don't know what happened.
Man,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right. Well, yeah, y'all missed what I said. I said played well today, but can it sustain? Man, he had one of his best days, as a quarterback. Um, and I can't really make an evaluation of this team. I mean, yeah, we seen some good things today, offensively and defensively. Um, but where we are as a team, I still think we got a lot of room for building. And can we, like you said, man, get these good young guys a look over the
Yep.
next few weeks? Yes, we can because we need that, guys. We got one of the youngest teams in the league on both sides of the ball, um, and these guys got to develop. Don't expect that we're about to go on like a 7 or 8 or 9 game winning streak.
Nah, not at all.
no, nobody's saying that. No, nobody's saying
Yeah.
that, bro.
No, I know. I just some things I seen, man, on social media, like that it's gonna be a complete turnaround. Yes, it was great today. We scored a lot of points. We looked like a different team, but this is not telling the full story of what the Panthers are. Um, so but again, I'm glad for the win. I'm glad that the team is better. Again, I'm my evaluation gonna come 3 to 4 weeks after Andy been starting, right? That's why I really, I could take some things away from the game, but not too much because, again, we've been so bad, and obviously anything is better than what it has been. And I just need to see. I want to get Leggett involved more. I want to get Mingo involved more. Chuba ran the ball well, which I mean, I knew he could. We've seen Chuba in action.
Yeah,
Um,
you got to
but
you got to pay Chuba at the end of the season too.
yeah, I want to see these young guys. I want to see more of what these guys can do. Full game again. We know we know what Thielen can do. We know what Deontay Johnson can do. We know what those guys can do if they can get the ball in their hands. So it wasn't surprising that those guys made a ton of plays. We just got to get these young guys involved, and hopefully we can build off that, man. Like I said, 4 to 5 wins that may be realistic for us this year, and that's fine. Again, I don't have no much expectation
It's
after
it's
that.
progress. I mean,
Yeah, and that's all you can ask for, at this point with this
yep.
team, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, no one picked the Panthers putting up 33 points today
Nah, I
against the
didn't.
Raiders.
Definitely.
That Allen, I mean, I don't care if anybody said that. I mean, again, that's what we seen today. Don't
I
work
was
out that we
shocked.
could. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I was shocked.
I
I
was
was
shocked. I knew we
100%
was gonna
shocked.
be a little better. The offense gonna be a little better, but again, it was a
Not
uh,
36 points better.
yeah, exactly. That's a lot at
Yeah.
one. When we been last time we put up 30 points was when we played against Green Bay last year and got the win. I believe that was our second win last year. Up in
Yeah.
Green Bay, or we lost. I can't remember, but we put up 30 something that game. That was the last time we put up 30. So, but overall, good win. And let's just see, man. Going forward, what we can do, man. Again, I'm telling y'all, don't have no expectations of this team. I've been there. Especially for this year, let's just work. Take 1 week at a time, and let's develop, and hopefully we can get better and better each week. That's really the goal, man. So, you
Yeah,
know,
man. Man, and this, my final take on this shit, man, is like this, man. Andy gives us a good chance of evaluating. I don't. Again, I'm not over here. Obviously, man, as a Panther fan, you always happy to see your team get a win, especially, coming off a 215 season. So yeah, man, it today definitely feel good to talk about something positive other than losing. Um, but you know, we can't expect Andy to play like that every game going forward. I'm not expecting him to do that, man. I think that I also think, man, that the Raiders had a bad game. They were really undisciplined, out there today. Very uncharacteristic of what we've seen. In the first 2 weeks of the season from the Raiders, especially on defense, man. Max Crosby, he had a hell of a start to the season the first 2 weeks, man, and then today, he was a non-factor. So I don't know if he was injured or what it was, man, but I think just everything went right for the Panthers today, man, and what I'm looking at, uh, you know, going forward is I just want to see, man, how good we can continue to develop these guys, man, and see who's going to be a part of our future and who's not, man. Like I said, I'll stay at what I had from the beginning of the season, 5 games, 5 to 6 games. That was where I had it said I didn't have us no more than that. That's if we won 6 games, that's a hell of a turnaround. And if we won anything over 6, man, that's overachieving. So I'm going to stay in that time frame. I think Andy, being a veteran, being experienced, seasoned quarterback, he can at least get us 4 to 5 wins. I'll stick with that. We got a tough game next week, man. Bengals at home. So we'll see how he responds in a game where he's going to have to score points in order to continue winning. So, but
yeah,
what I will say, man, is I want to give a big shout out to this coaching staff, man. Like I've been saying all stream, I think this coaching staff, they answered the call. This was a game where the Panthers easily could have laid down, with all of the criticism that's been going on in the media, all of the drama with the team, all of the talk about the organization, man, from the ownership, the coaching staff to the players, the criticism that came along with the decision to bench Bryce Young after 18 games. This team could have came out, man, and really laid down, man. But I think they all came out, man, and laid it out there all on the field. And that's really just what it's about, man. I want to see that from the Panthers. I'm not worried about the win and loss column right now, man. I want to see if we can start doing the little stuff consistently and we can continue to build on that, right? We have a lot of young players on the offensive side of the ball that we need those guys, man. We spent high draft picks on these guys. We need these guys, man, to really start delivering. They're going to have to be the cornerstones of this team going forward. So at least Andy, at minimum, man, opposite of Bryce Young, he gives us an opportunity to take a look at that, and we can see what we got out of that. 4 to 5 wins, man, that'll still probably put you in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? I think we could probably finish in the top 5 or something like that, man. And you just go best player available. At that particular point, it doesn't even matter the position. But there's definitely some questions the Panthers are going to have to answer going forward. You got some people that you got to pay this offseason. J.C. Horn, I think he had a good game, defending Devontae Adams all game long. I think he did really, really well at doing that. You're going to have to pay him big money. I think that he's going to, in order for him to stay here another season in Carolina, you're going to have to pay him big money to stay. So that's something, Chuba Hubbard. I think Chuba Hubbard deserves a contract, man. He's probably been the
yeah,
most consistent thing we've had on offense the last 3 seasons. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So You're gonna have
Yeah,
to pay him, and then you got to decide what you're gonna do with Deontay Johnson. Does he's a 1 year rental, man? So what are you gonna do with him and his contract? So there's some
yeah.
questions, man, that
It's
got to be asked, and I think we
and
should celebrate this win for this week, man. But we're far away from, man, still
yeah,
having the answers to the questions we have.
yeah. We are far. Listen, man. It's this team is a long way from competing on the regular.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. I
you know,
100% agree
we're
with that.
not there yet. Even though what we've seen today is far. A lot of there's a lot of questions they got to be answered. There's a lot of roster man situations. So again, like I said, we'll take it. We'll take the win, and let's keep building again. It's this team, and again, we've been put ourselves in the hole the last few years. So it's gonna take a lot to climb out, man. So it's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be hard. Following this team, and we can take the wins where we can take them at. But again, don't expect too much from them
Without a
over the
doubt.
next couple of years, man. We got to build, man. We still got to. We still in that rebuilding mode. Still first year, coaching staff.
Oh yeah.
On the Canales. So it takes a lot, man. It takes a lot. It takes a lot, for
And
us to
then you
get
still
back.
got a lot of holes to fill, man.
Yep.
I wasn't really happy about the pass rush today. You know what I'm saying? Just
Pass
nitpicking
rush has
that thing.
been. Yep.
Yeah, like the pass rush really, again, I know I'm nitpicking about today, guys, but the pass rush, man, really was non-existent today, man. Jadeveon Clowney, you paid him good money. I feel he did get one sack, man, but that was in garbage time. But I think that we need more out of that, man. I think that that's a position, man. You're feeling the effects of trading, Brian Burns away. So then what obviously with the injury, man, to Brown, so you're feeling it. I think a lot of guys got an opportunity to step up today, man. A lot of guys that I ain't even heard the fuck of was out there making plays today. That Jackson corner, like I said, the number two, guy, he made some plays, and some of those mix and match interior guys, man, they had to step up. They made plays, but yeah, to your point, we still got a long way to go, man. I'm not too high or too low on today, man. I just want to see, just continue to build off of this shit, man. That's all you can do. Andy is a veteran. I expected him to come out today, man, and give us a little bit of a spark on offense.
Yeah.
To this extent, I didn't see it to this extent, but I still
Nobody
expect.
did, man.
Yeah, nobody did. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, I did think that the offense would be able to score points at least with him out there on the field. So,
Yeah.
we'll take it though, man. Man, I'm about to get the hell up out of here. Shit, man. And, I appreciate everybody pulling up to the motherfucking channel today. Hey, listen, man, it's a celebration. Tomorrow's a celebration, man.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Celebration Monday, guys. Listen, enjoy it, fellas. We don't get this feeling a lot, here in Carolina, where we can actually talk positive about the Panthers, man. But um, hopefully, man, that this is, a sign of some good things to come. Leggett, man, I feel like he played well in the young guys, man. I can't wait to see Jonathan Brooks out there on the field. One thing I will say too, big bro, man, the money we spent on this offensive line, man, was worth it.
Uh,
This offensive line has
yeah, they
played
played.
good,
They played well. And they definitely had some time back there, man.
and we was
And
able to run the ball.
and yeah, definitely run game. And like I said, I felt that we was able to run the ball the first two games, but we got down early. So early, and we had to
Couldn't
go
stay
away
with it.
from it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we couldn't
yeah,
stay with it because we were got down early by a lot. So
Exactly.
yeah.
yeah, so the offensive line, the money, yeah, it's definitely an upgrade from last year, and and we can build towards. So again, we got some pieces, guys. We just got to get to the point where we have a complete team, and put everything together. So, but again, it was positive to see some things today, man. And let's just keep building, like you said. Let's keep building off of it, and hopefully next week, man. Bengals coming to town, man. I just want us to be competitive. Let's just be competitive in the game if we can, And and if we can find a way to win, let's do it. But I just want to see some competitiveness, man, next week, and we'll go from there.
All right, man. Appreciate DJ Free, man. Everybody pulling up to the channel, man. Shout out to
Yes,
Nigga
sir.
Nation. Shout out to Omar, man. Everybody that pulled up to the channel today, man. Listen, if you're new to it, make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel as well, man. Your boy trying to get over that 1K mark. I will be live, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to try to be live after every game on Sundays for the rest of the season, man. We'll continue to talk about it. Hit the like button on this video, man. And listen, until the next time, everybody. Life is a wave, man. We'll holler at y'all later on, man. Keep pounding.